Oh my goodness, we just had such an informative session with Bronwyn Adiko and Maggie Hilton from Balancing Birth to Baby. Now I am excited for us to be joined by Jazmine Stinson, who is the founder of Little Tree Wellness and Apothecary. So she's going to be joining us very soon to talk about her brands and her products, and all the ways that she has brought her herbologist background into the work that she's doing and supporting parents, especially mamas, through this postpartum phase. So she's going to be joining us any second now. We will be having Little Tree join us in any minute. I've got some of her amazing products. So this is the Postpartum Botanical bath. She also has a new mama brew, and we also have, there's so much. I'm gonna wait till she comes on, and then we're gonna go through more of it together. All right. In 3, 2, 1. Jasmine's gonna join us any second. Thanks for joining, Jazmine. Happy Parent Shower Week.
I don't have a balloon. I wish I did.
This is the balloon that has survived all week long. I did have 2. My son has taken the other one down to 1 now.
I'm surprised he didn't take both of them. How are you?
We're doing great. I really appreciate that you come and you're okay. Are you getting a background noise? Or is everything okay on your end? Everything is good?
It's a little choppy, to be honest, but I can still.
I'm hearing. Okay, how about now? We're still hearing a bit. We're hearing a bit of choppiness. Okay. We're gonna. All right. How about now?
Want me to log off and come back on, or do you think it's okay?
Still kind of there. No, we're okay. Yeah, I think it's on my end. Okay. Wait. Give me a quick second. We are gonna. We're gonna make this work. Okay. Can you hear me all right though?
Yeah.
But it is choppy. You hear a choppiness, right?
Yeah, it's a little choppy, but it's okay.
We're gonna make it work. We're gonna make it work. It's gonna go away. It's gonna go away. Technology. I mean, we've been on Instagram all morning. Maybe it's just like, what are you doing? It's like we're showering parents all week, and we need to talk to Jazmine about her amazing products that she has brought together to support all of us mamas who have gone through and are going through this craziness called postpartum.
Oh yeah, I'm still kind of there too myself, to be honest.
It never really does go away. The postpartum period is like forever postpartum period.
I mean, I'm 21 months now postpartum for the second time.
Yeah.
When I was taking some postnatal yoga, my yoga teacher used to say, "I'm 17 years postpartum," and I thought that was so cool. You're like, but you know, she was a
exactly. It's like, how old is my child? I am 2.5 years postpartum. Yes, exactly.
Oh, so good.
So before we go into everything Little Tree Wellness and Apothecary, tell us, how did you even think about going into herbology and the work into creating your product line?
Wow, that's a big question. When did I think of going into herbology? Well, when I was studying nutrition, I'm also a nutritionist. There was a course, like a beginner kind of introductory to herbalism course. And at that time, I was like, oh, that's cool. I found it fascinating, but I was really more into the food side of things at that time. So it wasn't something I pursued then and there.
Right.
It wasn't until actually 4 years later that I did pursue it quite seriously and taking another program. But I think the real background behind all that is when I used to travel a lot in the world, and I would travel to lots of small countries in Latin America and stay in these small villages, and I would see living, off their land and using the natural herbs that around them and the plants for food. And just living their healthy lifestyle with their surroundings and their environment. And I was so inspired. And it made me want to, take my understanding of natural healing and natural medicine to another level beyond food. So that's how I really decided to take it to another level and also study herbs as well, which I consider kind of to be an extension of that.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly.
So I think it was in 2013 when I started studying herbalism professionally, like in an institution. And I was also pregnant at that time.
Mm-hmm.
So being pregnant, and I was also studying with Aviva Ram. Do you know her?
Sorry, who?
Aviva Ram.
I have heard the name. I have not seen the work, but I have heard the name. It has come up in conversation.
Yeah, well, you should totally check her out because it's so up your alley.
Mm-hmm.
And her focus is mama and baby wellness. And she was first an herbalist and a midwife, and then became a doctor. So she's all three. So I've been studying with her for the last 7 years. And in 2013, during my first pregnancy, everything that I was learning about pregnancy, all the common issues that come up, I was making things to help myself, whether that's a tea or a bath or a skincare product, etc. So it was really that experience of using these herbs in that way to nourish myself, calm myself, when I got things like thrush, what to do, I was able to use the medicines and the herbs to, help myself. So
to heal yourself rather than going to a prescription.
Yeah, exactly. I was so into the material and I was so into living it and experiencing it as well as being pregnant. It was like the perfect combination of all things that made me really embody it and emotionally get connected to it. And I was like, okay, this stuff really works and it has, deep meaning. And I just wanted to be able to share that with so many people and help, so many mamas, using these plants as kind of the vehicle.
Exactly. Because the world of natural healing is so vast and so deep. It's where do you start, who do you go to, and how do you know if their products are actually what they say that it is? It's not just gimmick words that they're using to market themselves.
Yeah, it's, there's a lot of like greenwashing and stuff like that, or trends that pop up and then people want to get on it, which is okay for them, I guess, but
exactly.
As consumers, you want to feel confident and you want to feel that the person that is making your products has some knowledge, has research behind them, has experience, and has your best intentions in mind. Really it's about relating to mamas and servicing them in a way that is truly meaningful and truly helpful for them in their their whole journey through motherhood.
Exactly. And that that the parent can actually let their guard down and not have to be picky about every little detail that's on the label and just know that, okay, they said it's safe and I trust that.
Yes, that's so important, especially you're so overwhelmed as a new parent and a mother. Last thing you want to do is be reading an ingredient that has like 18 letters to it and not understanding what it is.
Exactly.
Everybody, is this safe? Can I use this on my baby? Like, I don't know. Should I do this? Should I do that? And it's really overwhelming. You just want to be, somebody to help give you a helping hand. And that's like, you can just focus on feeding your baby, resting,
Yes, exactly. The things that are most important, like you said, resting, feeding the baby, recovering, bonding, and keeping yourselves nourished and not having to read things like, is this what's causing that? Like, I don't even know what that means. Yes. And not having to resort to Dr. Google.
Which is the worst. We're full of anxiety and we think that we have us and the baby, we have some incurable, bizarre thing that, you traumatize yourself by doing that.
Yeah, let's not do that. So while I'm saying this, I also want to just highlight as well that we are so excited to have Little Tree Wellness and Apothecary be a part of the Healing Mama Home. So now all of the new and expectant parents that we get can now add any of the Little Tree Wellness products to their labor and postpartum systems, their bundles, or you can just get it on its own So when we look at taking on brands, we have very specific criteria, and it takes a while. For some brands, it takes us 4 weeks to go through the entire process, really examine how we want to add them into our home, and can parents trust what their products are. And so we are so happy to have all of Little Tree's amazing. I have so many products with me, I don't even know where to start. So I'm going to let you lead the way and tell us what you found has been, one of the top things that mamas are like, I can't live without.
I'd say probably my nipple nourish salve and Botanical bath. For mostly, I do pregnancy as well. But yeah, specifically for postpartum, the nipple salve, Botanical bath.
Yes.
That's where I hear the most like, oh, that saved me. There's other products where they're like grounded and nourish and supported, which is amazing as well. But I think it's like in terms of, when we look at, pain relief or, comfort and soothing, you can like a tangible effect like that.
Exactly.
Are two really popular items.
Exactly. And have you, in terms of your nipple nourish salve, safe to breastfeed with?
Yeah. So you don't need to, I'm touching my boots as we say this. You don't need to
wipe it. You don't need to wipe it off or anything. You can have it
globs on your breast, right? But it's, it's safe to have it on the skin and the baby can nurse after. When I was breastfeeding as well, I had a lactation consultant and a midwife and doula and all the support because I needed it, right?
Yes.
Use it in between, like right before and in between my sessions.
Right.
I had some challenges as well with breastfeeding, so I always recommend, if somebody's buying something from me and they're telling me their story, and I will say, okay, this will be helpful as an external, soothing salve ointment, but sounds like you also need to get some other help as well, and recommend that they see a breastfeeding professional too, right? So
right, exactly. So it's working hand in hand with the professionals and the appropriate products to have you thrive through all the experiences of parenthood.
Yeah, I totally believe in having collaborations and referrals and having a network of professionals that you can go to and you can lean on and recommend, so that families and new mamas feel supported through all aspects, right? I don't want to say to somebody, oh, just use this, when really they have a horrible lack, and it's going to provide temporary relief, but they're not
It's not going to be the solution. Exactly.
So, but yeah, the ingredients, everything is clean and all natural and infused with organic botanicals. So there's no worry. There's no essential oils. There's no fragrances, anything like that. So
exactly.
And
nice.
It's also a product that you can use on the baby's skin too. You don't just have to have it for the breastfeeding mom. It can be used.
I'm just going to ask you, what other ways can we, the multi-use factors of specifically the nipple salve?
So specifically the nipple salve, it also makes a great lip balm.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're a neighbor, for example, and you're dehydrated and you're dry, and it's always nice to have that in your bag, in your kit, have a lip balm, or you can use it that way. It has so many purposes. You have, irritated, inflamed, dry skin anywhere on your body or the body. You can use that as well.
Right.
You can even use it, in the latter part of pregnancy when you're skin stretching. I do make a belly balm for that, but
right.
Use that as well. It's all skin nourishing herbs in there, and butters and oils, so it would be fine that way as well.
Okay.
Non-scented, right? So some people are really sensitive during pregnancy to smells.
Yes.
Right? So it would be a good option for that. Yeah, and if anywhere on the baby is also great too. So
perfect. And we always recommend, especially for the first few weeks postpartum, be as unscented as possible so that your baby's sense of smell can acclimatize to its new environment, because it's never smelled before. So the least amount of scent sensations outside of your own aromas and your own scents.
Yeah, you want the baby to smell you and your milk and
exactly. And I learned this the other day, that the amniotic fluid that they were in, the scent is very close to the scent of breast milk. Didn't know that. All the things that you learn. So yes, this is why they know how to crawl to your nipple when they can't do anything else as soon as they come out into the world.
It's so fascinating, and it's literally mind-blowing that that's an actual thing.
Exactly. Yeah. So I want to talk about what is the difference between the different salves. So I know that you have the skin salve, and then you have your nipple salve. Can we use them in similar fashions, or it's very similar?
The skin salve and the nipple salve you can use interchangeably.
Perfect.
Yeah. It's so what I because the salve is kind of like a general all-purpose salve, that some of the partners wanted to use it as well, and they didn't always love the name nipple. For whatever reason.
Exactly.
But it is, accessible to those who anybody wants to use it, right? So when you say nipple, you just think it's for the mom, right? So
right.
This product, so everybody feels comfortable using it.
Whole family use, all people involved.
Exactly. Yeah.
Perfect. I want to talk about, you mentioned this earlier, your belly balm.
Yeah.
Because this is something you can use through pregnancy and postpartum as well, with the new body that you're in, and to help bring it into its new state.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you can use it. It has herbs in there, specifically gotu-kola in there, which is a traditional herb that supports skin tissue, and it's used also traditionally on scars. It's also an herb that people take internally for different reasons. And then there's calendula in there as well. I have it here too. Want to see? Oh, you have the copy here for the viewers. They can see the inside. Yeah, there's rich oils in there. So there's coconut, and there's pumpkin and olive and rose hip. So it's also containing, all these other nourishments, some essential fatty acids, some vitamin C. And this one does have a little bit of a scent to it, but it is so mild. I find that there's a lot of feedback I get from this is I love the smell, and I love that it's so gentle. It doesn't. You could almost, you smell it, but it's not at all like when you open something, you're like, whoa.
Yeah, it's not invasive.
Yeah, not at all. So you can use it on your belly, you can use it on your thighs, anywhere where you're feeling some growth happening.
Yeah.
And additionally, it's also postpartum, you can still use it as soothing to support the tissue, but you can also use it on your face as like an overnight deep hydrating balm as well.
Yes. Okay, so
they last so long because there's no water content in them, right? So the shelf life is long, and because they're oil based, you only need a little bit. A little bit goes a long way. So sometimes, depending on how often it's used or what stage you get it in your pregnancy, you might have some left over. It's great to put on anywhere on your body. Really, it's going to provide some deep nourishment.
So this is great for deep. Okay, so the crackling is not going away. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm gonna jump off, and I'm going to restart our live. I'm thinking that it's my phone. So we're going to restart the session in 1 second. So I'm going to have you just come back. All right, everyone come back. I'm going to restart the session and hope that the sound goes away.
Okay, no worries.
All right, I think we're good. The crackling sound sounds like it's gone on our end. We're going to have Jazmine join us one more time so that we can talk more about her products. Because where is the the belly balm? Yes, perfect. So this is the one that we want to talk about, and I want to talk about the afterbirth massage as well. So we are going to be rejoined by Jazmine any second now. It's all going to come back together, and we're going to make this work. We're going to make it come together so we can continue our conversation with Jazmine and all the ways that we can use her products, because the beauty about many of the products that we carry in the Healing Mama home is that they are multi-use products. Even though the label may say one use for it, know that there are most likely multi-use. So it's really important to read the listings, because we provide as many uses for each of the products as we could get in there. So let's see if we've got Jazmine joining us very soon. All right, so here we go. I think we're going to be good this time. Jazmine is going to be joining us in 3. Oh, it's still there. Hi. Okay, there's still crackling noise. I don't know what is happening.
Can you hear it? Is it crackling now?
It's crackling? Not now. No, there's nothing.
Oh, really?
We're good.
Okay, fine. Let me see if I can. Hold on.
All right. No, we're going to, technology, we make it work the best that we can, right?
I just hope you don't fall, because now you're not really. Is it better?
Perfect.
Yeah.
We can have this call, because I'm like, did she hear the question I just asked her? I'm not sure. We're just going to keep going. Okay, this is perfect.
Yeah, no,
You don't hear it. We're good. We made it happen. Okay, can we go back to the balm and about how you can use it as a deep tissue, like a mask? Would that be how you can potentially?
I wouldn't use it like a mask, but so you would cleanse your face as you normally do.
Right.
You would use the toner if you do, and then you would just take a small amount in your palm, and then just make it till it's, the heat of your skin and your body is gonna warm up the salve, so it becomes a lot thinner and easier to apply.
Yeah.
And then you can just kind of rub it into your skin in circular motions, and you could go down your neck and décollage. I do that all the time. You can give yourself a little neck massage, which is really
yes.
While you're at it.
Yes.
Yeah, and you would just leave it on overnight, because I wouldn't necessarily suggest it during the day, because it does have coconut oil in it and pumpkin seed oil, and they're kind of richer oils.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, so they would leave a little bit more, of an oily sheen.
Right.
So I would just, you could test it out. It totally depends on somebody's skin.
Yeah.
But, I do make serums and stuff for daytime use as well.
Yeah.
But, yeah, it's a great way to do that.
Mm-hmm. And on top of it being a belly balm, it's good for anywhere where you have the growth and the stretching happening.
Yeah.
So on your butt, on your thighs, on your belly, on your arms, on your everywhere.
Literally anywhere. It should just be called all over balm, because it really is.
Yes. All over balm.
And I think, it brings a good point. There might be this stigma out there that, women are only going to, get a belly and get stretch marks on their belly, or, you grow everywhere.
Everywhere.
And
your body's growing a human, so you too will grow with it. Just differently. That's all.
And the herbs are here to support you.
Exactly.
That's like a big takeaway I want people to know about, is the herbs are, the natural medicines that are here to support us, and we have to, honor them back as well. And
yes, and be open to receiving it, and know that it's going to work. Whether you believe in it or not, it's beyond belief system. It's going to work regardless, which is great.
Well, a lot of this stuff has, backing as well, right? There is scientific evidence looking at some of these herbs and these
now
oils.
Up with it now, but it's all that tradition and that medicine and science has always been there, but it's considered ancient.
Yeah, I know, thousands and thousands of years, right? And we're looking at these and being like, oh, they didn't know the science necessarily behind it, but they knew that it worked, right?
Exactly.
Through so many years and traditions, and passed on, and actually being observers of the land and being so closely connected, right? We're a little bit disconnected now, and I think we're getting back towards that, and people are becoming more interested. Obviously, natural products, there's so many companies out there now doing this kind of thing, but also just like, don't just take and use the herbs and take and take and take. We have to replenish as well, and
exactly, and be sustainable in our approach, because we can't just take and assume that it's going to be okay, because nothing in life is good when it's always one-sided.
Got it.
It's very much a balancing act between us and everything around us.
Definitely.
I want to talk about your massage because this has arnica in it. And arnica, so my husband calls it, are you talking about that Hannah Montana thing again? No, babe. Arnica.
I love that. He knows the last part of the name, right?
It's the only way that he remembers. He's like, are you talking about that little shaky thing that's got stuff in it? Yeah, and he calls it the Hannah Montana. I'm like, no, don't mix the two together because they're very different.
Maybe there's an episode where Hannah Montana uses arnica and everybody's just going to be so confused.
Exactly. Yeah, that might become mainstream because this arnica was one of those natural products, natural ingredients that I went 30 plus years of life without even knowing it existed until I became pregnant. Well, actually, this was after. It was my midwife that recommended for pain management. So I was like, what? And I also thought, is she talking about Hannah Montana, the show? Because that's not pain management for me.
Did you take a homeopathic or were you using it externally?
I was taking it homeopathically, and we do have the arnica pellets in every one of our systems as well as management. So the fact that you include it in your after birth massage topically is so
good.
It makes so much sense.
Can you see it? This is actually the arnica flower.
Oh, beautiful. Okay.
I mean, it's dried up, right? So
yeah. And so the extraction from it, is it similar as other herbs where you boil it or you cold press it or you do that to get the...
I infuse it in oil. So with all of my products, I'm using... So the arnica is ethically wildcrafted, and the St. John's wort. But no, the St. John's wort's organic. This one is ethically wildcrafted, and all the other ones are organic. But with the oils, with those, I infuse them all with the herbs in oil. That's what I do. So I don't have the oils already prepared as the herb, as an already infusion. I infuse them myself.
Got it.
So yeah, I infuse it with the dried herb.
Got it.
I don't have access to the fresh herb where I live, which would be awesome if I did, and I could harvest it myself. And but yeah, that's how I do it. I don't boil it. I infuse it slowly in a controlled environment and controlled heat. Yeah, in the oil.
Okay, and so coming up with the formula for your oil, how did that happen? I mean, were you already a mom and like, I'm in pain, I need something to support me?
I was pregnant when I came up with it because I was starting to prepare my postpartum wellness kit. So I wanted to, and plus I love making stuff. So it's kind of my jam. I wanted to have my kit all ready to go. If somebody made me all the food, that would be awesome, but I had all the herbal stuff ready to go, right? So I was just really looking for something that was going to soothe me and help relieve pain and help with muscles. I just assumed, I had never had a baby before, but I assumed that these were all things that were going to happen.
Yeah, got it. You were on the ball.
Yeah. Oh, at that time too, I was also working as a doula. So I did have a concept of, what labor looked like and feedback from the mamas, how they're physically feeling, emotionally feeling, and everything. So I take all of that into consideration when I make my products. So for this one, it was like, okay, I want something for the nerves, something to help inflammation, soreness, tightness. So that's why I selected those two herbs, St. John's wort and arnica. And then I also wanted something that was going to be uplifting to the mood, which is why I chose the essential oils that I did.
Right. I got it.
Peppermint, rosemary in there as well, and lavender. So it has this kind of like soothing but uplifting, because you had a baby, it's an amazing amount of work that you're doing, right? And you're not only physically exhausted, you can be emotionally exhausted as well. So sometimes it is nice to you can even just, whiff it or walk a little bit on your wrist. Yeah. Or even just have your partner massage your feet, right?
Exactly.
Which would be so ideal. Not everyone has that, but if you do,
Just grab some of the oil, massage oil, and then have your partner say, hey, guess what?
Yeah.
Mama,
and it's also good for headaches. So if you take a little bit,
okay,
you just rub it into your temples, it can help relieve headache pain as well.
The little roller, the one that you can stick in your purse, that
perfect for that.
Perfect. That's great. This is going to be mama tip right here. Keep this in your purse.
You should have like a hot tip Tuesdays.
Don't be surprised, Jazmine, if Hot Tip Tuesday comes out any day now. Hey, guess what? This is the other uses, because this is why having these segments are so useful, because the label might say what its primary use is, but the actual multi-use of it can range. And speaking to you, the maker of it gives us that background of, okay, I can use this for my headache. I can use this for my foot massages. I can use this on my partner. It's not necessarily just for me. Yes, I am the one who's gone through pain, and eventually I'm going to give that love back to my partner for all the love that they're giving me. Yeah. And I may want to use
Sorry, go ahead.
I may want to use and give them a foot massage. Who knows?
I actually have it all the time next to me. So when I'm working, also it's good for if you're studying or you're needing a little bit of awakening as well. So I use it all the time. I put it on my wrist.
Yep.
You know, before I start an activity or if I need to be focused, and I literally just smell it and I'm like, okay, here we go.
You're ready for the day.
Yeah. It's just a nice, something to have next to you, close to you. It is a little bit stronger smelling than, some of the other products, because the purpose of it was to help with muscle pain, right?
Exactly.
So if you're feeling very sensitive to scents, you should probably wait until that subsides.
Yes.
Or have it again on your feet or something that's further away from you smelling it.
Exactly. So anything else? So boost of mental alertness, great for headaches, all around oil for pain relief massages for anyone in you or partner.
Uplifting.
And uplifting. Yeah, and uplifting. Okay. So I'm gonna have to get my team to go back and listen to all the things that she mentioned and active listing all the other ways that you can use the products, because like you said, there could be leftover from using it for that initial period, and then it's like, hey, what can I use it for now that I'm not necessarily past postpartum, but I'm not in that initial phase where I needed it for that reason.
Yep. And all that stuff, because I'm limited what I can say right on a label, because especially a roller size, right?
Yeah, I mean,
a roller size is so small. But yeah, on my website as well, it does list all the other uses.
Yeah.
But I can also send you some information too, if you want the extra uses.
Yes, we do. Please send us the extra uses. We will also include it, because like I said, knowing all the ways that you can use your product allows the product to live longer and not just sit in your shelf or in your cupboard or in your drawer. You will actually go to it because you know where else you can use it in your daily life.
For sure.
I want to talk about your teas, because these teas are fantastic. The blends that you've put together it really is common sense for somebody who understands it. For people who don't understand it though, let's give them a one-on-one about, first of all, the difference between the New Mama Brew and the Relax and Enjoy.
Okay, so I have the New Mama Brew here as well. So this one, I always like to just tell people straight up that it's a postpartum tea. This is not to be had during pregnancy. Okay, I have other teas that you can take near the end of your pregnancy, but not this one. So this one is aromatic. It has digestive herbs in it, which are also called galactagogues in herbal medicine, and they support the healthy flow of milk. So some of these herbs have been used forever, traditionally, particularly the fenugreek. Most people, when they hear of an herb in lactation, they know that one, and it's one of the ones that has been studied the most.
Yes.
I did want to round this formula out though, not just to have that, but also have some other herbs in there that offered some other nutrients in it and also some nervous system support. So we find with breastfeeding, it's a combination of things that helps a successful breastfeeding. If you're really stressed, we all know that that can affect our ability to breastfeed.
Yes.
Nourishment, right, is a factor. You want to feel, we're depleted so much usually, right, as new moms.
100%. My husband's best friend told him, so they had their first baby 6 months before us, and he's like,
Aww.
I know this till after I gave birth, actually, and I was already breastfeeding. He's like, yo, just wait until Rowena breastfeeds. You think that she's eating a lot now while she's pregnant? Just wait. You don't even know.
People don't realize that, right? They don't realize the extra calories you need postpartum, not really understanding the connection of how much you're giving, right? During that time.
Exactly. How much is literally being sucked out of your body that you need to constantly replenish. It literally felt like an endless pit. So
it does.
My husband had that little bit of advice and knew that when he was preparing food for me, that he had to prepare an extra plate for me as well, because I most likely will ask for more or something else. Yeah, it's very
well. That's why I think the teas are great too. You know, obviously you need to eat the right foods and you need to be nourished that way. But to have, you know, some herbs and some tea as a, you know, an extension of that is awesome. And it's something that you can, you know, make just once a day, put it in a big tea bottom, not really think about it, you know?
100%. And that's a great partner tip. Partner, brew up new mama tea and just give it to her. Yeah. If mama is experiencing postpartum contractions, does this help support that experience? Because that's one thing that many new moms don't know, is that there is postpartum contractions. They don't just end at labor. You will get them after labor as your uterus goes back into place where it was before baby took over. Yeah. And so that experience of postpartum contractions, can this help soothe that?
Well, it does have raspberry leaf in it. And raspberry leaf is a uterine tonic. So that's what it's most revered for. You know, it's been used in pregnancy, postpartum forever. And usually it would be more of a concentration of the raspberry. So this is a blend of other things. So I would say it would probably, for that reason, it would probably be more effective to have a stronger brew of just the raspberry. But it will be soothing. It will be helpful, but it's not its main purpose, I would say.
Exactly. But that's one of the things that it can also be used for. If that's what you have at home, then go brew that up.
Yeah. And indigestion as well. As I said, some of the herbs in there that are considered galactagogues are very aromatic. They're also digestive herbs. So if you're having any kind of colicky or, you know, gas, bloating, things like that, it would be a good thing to have as well.
Okay. And what is the difference between the Relax and Enjoy tea?
Okay, so the Relax and Enjoy is a completely different tea.
Yes.
I have that here as well. So this tea is made to really help mamas soothe and support the nervous system. So everything in there is meant to help ease stress, tension, anxiety, just to kind of level out and chill. That's what it's made for. So this one is not one that you should
potentially
be taking.
Support with the hormones, because you still have so much of the pregnancy hormones running through your body that is rebalancing itself out. Does this help support that?
It would, in the sense of being a nervous system support. So there's not things in there specifically to address hormones. Right. But with hormonal support, there's usually some element of stress happening or nervous anxiety, exhaustion, whatever. So it can help to round that out.
Got it.
Yeah.
Got it.
So this is a tea that you could take, you know, occasionally in the latter part of pregnancy, like near the end. But it's really great as postpartum.
Got it.
Yeah. When, you know, you're feeling exhausted, you're not sleeping it helps with sleep, right? So your mind is buzzing oftentimes too. We're so overwhelmed if our baby's okay. Yeah. You know, constantly. We're like staring at them, making sure everything's okay.
Like they've been sleeping for an hour. I'm like, are you alive? And you're like putting your ear there? Yeah.
Yeah. It also has some mildly uplifting properties as well to it. So it contains lemon balm and passion flower and lavender. So lemon balm is known to be a gladdening herb and uplifting and light. It's part of the mint family as well. It has a nice flavor to it.
Okay.
So it's really gentle, really mild tea, floral, really pleasant tasting. You can decide how the strength you want it. You can do a teaspoon to 2 teaspoons. Make sure it's covered when you're preparing it as a tea, because you don't want to let the volatile oils escape. You want to keep them in the tea. Okay. So that's an important thing to note. But yeah, it's just a lovely way to decompress. And this is one that's nice for moms to have a cup and kind of just, have her time, right?
Yes.
Therapeutic in itself, right? Just being able to do something for yourself. The simple act of having a cup of tea is, a self-care.
Exactly. Self-care and incredibly nourishing all at the same time. Even if you only have a 5-minute window.
Yeah.
Take it.
And you can also ice this too. So you can, in terms of like the versatility of it, you can have it hot. Yeah. You can make it as an iced tea, add some fresh lemon to it. It's really nice. Even you can make tea pops out of it for your kids too.
Oh, so this is safe.
So like it's all those herbs in there are kid friendly. So you can make, you could make the tea, like brew it as per normal, and then you could put it in your blender and like add some strawberries or whatever fruit that you want to work with, and then you can just put some popsicle sticks and freeze it.
Amazing.
Yeah. Oh I make tea all the time.
Do you have that recipe anywhere?
I can send you one. I don't have it written. No, I don't have it written down like how you would like the portions that you would do. I just talk about it generally, but I can send that to you.
Let's let it out in the world, because again, if mama's got some extra at home, who are the other people that can benefit from the relax and enjoy? Your kids. Yes. I want my child to relax all the time.
Oh, and another benefit you can do, so another way you can use it, you could use this as a floral bath as well, external. So you could just have it as a relaxing, peaceful bath for you. And you could do that in a number of ways. You could, depending on if you have a strainer for your tub, but you could just put the herbs in the tub. That's like the really simple, easy, no think way. Or you could do how you would make the postpartum bath, is that you would prepare kind of a larger tea, you would let it steep for longer, and then you would chuck that into the bath, which is a little bit cleaner. Yes, exactly. That's a really nice thing. You could actually use it for a foot bath. So many ways.
So many uses.
Yeah.
Love it. And you need to know all the uses, or at least to know that you can use it for something else, because like I said, there could be leftover and it's like, what do I do with it? It's just sitting there. I don't know what else this is going to be good for. And you don't want any of the Little Tree products to just sit there. Please use it. There's so many ways to use them. Yeah. And so is there a maximum amount of teas that you can have in a day? Like, is there a limit to having either of the teas, the new mama brew or the relax and enjoy?
It's usually 1 to 3 cups, depending on, which tea you're having and why you're having it. Like the nourishing teas, you would usually use a little bit more of the herb to the water, and then you're going to let that extract for a longer period of time. It's going to infuse versus, the relax and enjoy tea. It's more aromatic herbs that, don't take as long and you're using it mostly for the nervous system support, not like getting extra minerals in necessarily.
I got it.
No, so there's different ways to prepare. And it's up to you how you're feeling too, right? If there's some days that you're feeling like you could use an extra cup, go for it,
So just pay attention and see what your body is also telling you that you need.
Yeah, but you don't want to exceed, you don't want to go crazy and have like 6 cups a day or anything like that.
No, of anything. Just don't do that.
Yeah.
Just don't do that.
In
general.
And, you're obviously drinking a lot of water, which is super important, right? So these are just kind of complements to your normal regime of what you would be doing to help use that. It's like another helping hand using the herbs in that way. Not as like a main staple, right? These are just additions to add to your overall routine and lifestyle and, diet.
Got it. Okay. And I mean, you have a nutritionist background, so this, it's coming all for full circle of all the ways, because it helps to understand, the different perspectives of using the same ingredient.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, and that's why there is some similarities between my mother's wellness tea and my new mama brew and some of the ingredients. And that's because like more of the nutrition component. So for that one, you'll see that I have nettles in both of them, or I have milky oats in both of them.
Talk about that. For the mother's wellness tea, when can you start taking that? Is that meant for?
That's like later third trimester. So
okay,
yeah. I mean, you could start a little bit earlier, but it's more like the end of the pregnancy and then throughout postpartum as well. So that one doesn't have the galactagogues in it, the herbs that are there for the purpose of milk production, but it has the nourishing herbs in it as well, the nervous system. That's its main purpose. And it's really tasty. It's got a little bit of spearmint in there. It's got rose hips, raspberry leaf to help with the uterine tonification, and then the nettle, spearmint, and chamomile. It's just really nice.
Yeah. Okay.
And that's a tea anybody can actually have too. It says Mother Wellness on it, the Mother's Wellness.
Yes.
So anybody,
so that's anyone's wellness.
Yeah. Anybody who just needs like an extra nutrient boost can go for it. I give my son that. He's 6.5. Okay. He's well into that tea.
Okay. I was just going to say, is there an age where we can start introducing having that tea for them?
Well, it would be, when your kid is, with my kids, I gave them a little bit of tea when they were young, but, in a way to cope with like teething and stuff like that. So I give them like, little drop it,
Right.
So that was when they were quite young. But, in the toddler years, like kids that are drinking, it depends what you're using it for, but if it's, just for extra nourishment, and they can be quite young starting a tea, because it's tea that's an extension of food. You're not using it really as like a therapeutic use, like trying to fix a certain problem or heal a certain problem or anything like that, right?
Exactly.
Yeah. So for that reason, you can include it in different ways. Sometimes I make teas and I use them as a base in other ways, like I said, with the tea pops and whatnot. So like when my son was a toddler, I would make tea pops out of different kinds of herbs, especially when they were growing in my garden too. I would make some nice floral tea pops.
Oh my goodness.
But you wouldn't want to when kids start drinking, they need their water and stuff. You wouldn't want to use it again as a replacement to anything like that.
Yes.
For like when they're a little bit older. But, often kids, if they get indigestion, they get fevers and stuff like that, the herbs can be very supportive in that gentle way of just having, like a quarter cup of tea.
Exactly. And I love that you brought that up, the digestion help, the teething help, and just the growing pains. There's a point where just growing pains just suck, and you have to.
Yeah, my son is going through that right now. He's getting growing pains, so on the sides of his shins. And what do I use? I use the massage oil.
Yeah. And that's safe to use on a young person's skin as well.
Yeah. It's not really strong. You're not going to use heaps of it, right? And usually growing pains, they kind of come and go, right?
Yeah.
It's not ever to be taken internally, but you just use a little bit, rub it in your hands, and then you're massaging it. It's
perfect.
It's not going to do any harm to them at that age.
Yeah. Perfect. And it will give them relief.
Yeah.
At the time. Yeah. No, it makes complete sense. Can we talk about your postpartum botanical bath?
Sure.
Because we've actually now learned that we can turn the new mama brew into a bath. And let's talk about the one that is meant for a bath.
I was thinking the relax and enjoy one that you could use in a bath.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm just joking. Yes, you're
right.
Yeah,
the floral one.
Relax and enjoy as a bath as well. And you can do it internally as a tea. And
its purpose was meant for internally, but some of the extra uses, if you have left over, like why not? You can just have a nice soothing, relaxing. People put essential oils all the time, right? Into the bathtub, and that's just like a concentrated form of those aromatic herbs.
Exactly.
So you can just use the herbs too. Obviously, it's not going to be as strong, but it's still going to have a nice, calming therapeutic effect.
Exactly.
Right?
I'm going to do this with my toddler and tell my husband to just start brewing some of this tea. We're going to get him to just calm down. Relax.
If only it was that simple, right? For toddlers. They're such a handful.
Exactly.
My baby would just say, no.
Yeah, my baby as well. He won't really understand what's happening. He's like, it's fine. It's fine. Just trust mommy and daddy. We know what we're doing.
Aw. How old is he now?
He's 2.5.
Wow.
I'm 2.5 years postpartum.
Wow. Amazing.
So right in the so much energy and no patience. He is in that phase of life.
Is he still sleeping?
He
like napping?
Yeah, he still has one nap a day. Thank God he still has one nap a day. Because that's also like whoever's watching him, whether it's me or my husband, that's also our nap for the day. For us to just keep going for the day.
Oh, I hear you. My baby's napping right now.
Oh yes, exactly. It's 1 o'clock. Good timing. Okay, we're gonna get all of this done while baby's still napping.
This is when I do my things when the baby's asleep.
Yeah, exactly. Because that's it. That's all you can do.
That's all you can do, right?
Because the rest.
So I understand you, mamas, that are trying to do it. I'm doing it too. You're doing it too.
Yes, exactly.
We're all here trying to do it, right?
We're all just making it work. We are 100%.
Okay, so this bath is awesome. This is part of the giveaway.
Yes. I'm gonna put that up right now. So you have a chance to win a bag of Little Tree's postpartum botanical bath filled with all of nature's magic in one bag.
So I was saying with the other external bath, this is something you're going to use if you've had a vaginal birth and you've experienced any pain, inflammation, tenderness, tearing. Yeah, often the things that happen when we give birth. This is a great
hemorrhoids.
Hemorrhoids, I would use some other herbs. You could use it for hemorrhoids. Yeah. I would probably add a couple other herbs if it was specifically for that. But there are herbs in there that are astringent. So when you're looking at hemorrhoids, you want things that are going to help tighten the tissue. And there are herbs in here, the yarrow, the uva ursi. Those help tighten the tissue. So you could. I would also include other things like horse chestnut and witch hazel if I was going to be doing a hemorrhoid thing as well.
Right. Okay.
But if you have it and you have hemorrhoids, give it a shot.
Okay.
Or,
one of the potential outcomes of labor.
Sorry?
One of the potential outcomes of labor is hemorrhoids.
Yes. Oh, yeah. You could also just use, if you have tea bags at home, like if you literally have nothing, you can just get a black tea bag, soak it, make it hot, and then use that.
Yeah. Got it.
It's just like a hot tip Tuesday if you've got nothing on hand.
Hot tip Thursday. It's a hot tip
whatever
Thursday.
Starts with the tea. Starts with the tea, ends with the tea. Okay. So this one you can use in a multitude of ways. You can have it brewed made as a tea. So you're going to have a pretty strong tea that you're going to make. The directions are on the back. Yeah. And you would infuse that for 30 minutes or so. And then you're going to strain it. Make sure you strain it well because you don't want any bits left in there because when you're in the bath, you don't want anything, when you've just had a baby, you don't want anything going up there, right? So use a fine mesh cheesecloth, or if you have like a nut milk bag, those work well as well. And then you're just going to put the tea directly into the bath water and then soak in that. This one is just a mixture of herbs, but you do have an option. You can add some salt to it as well. That's a really good option too for those that have that on hand. Yeah, the Epsom salt or maybe some pink salt if you want to spare some. Yeah. Sure. I mean, it's all good. It's going to feel nice and it's going to have some relaxing properties. There's magnesium in it. It's, soothing as well. So, and it's like the famous sitz bath, right? People, you can use it that way. So some people I find don't even have bathtubs, right? So you can use it in a basin if you want. One of the ways that is really nice to use it is in a peri rinse bottle. I was just going to say one of our hot tips,
that we include with the JJ upside down cleansing bottle is to fill 50 to 100 ml of it with a herbal bath of some kind, so that every visit to the washroom, you're getting that squirt of healing. And it's the water makes a huge impact for those first few days. But yeah, filling the bottle, like 100 ml of it with some of that herbal healing bath.
Yeah.
Makes
That
a
would be
huge
perfect. It's honestly so soothing. Like, you can feel it in the moment. You can feel
Yes.
it in the moment.
So every piss and shit postpartum,
Do it.
get some healing. Yes.
And that's what I hear so much from my mamas is, you know, that use these products, is how great, you know, how much of a relief, you know, because sometimes you dread going to the bathroom depending on your labor, you know, because it hurts. Right?
So much.
And you might not necessarily be prepared for that mentally or emotionally.
Yes, exactly.
When you've just given birth, and then, you know, you need to have these supports to, you know, be by your side and accessible. And I love that your kits, you know, explain that, and they have it all there and ready to go. It's just amazing.
That's also why we create, so these bottles, they come in every one of our systems.
Yeah.
But we also created an actual bundle called the Ultimate Vajayjay Cleansing Bundle that comes with all of the paraphernalia.
Yeah.
And also one of our partner tips is, hey partner, if you notice mom's Wash bottle is empty, please refill it with all of her healing herbs.
I love that. I love that you have tips for the partner. So
huge. I actually learned from my partner, because these are the things he did for me that he did not because someone told him, was because he had no idea what he could do. So he just did whatever he saw. I was like, great. Yeah. Thank you for being observant. Because he's like, you were doing it, so I figure I'll just do it for you. I'm like, thank you.
Aw.
So great. But yes, use the herbal bath. If you don't have a bathtub, in your Vajayjay bottle, so that every squirt you're getting some healing. And we also recommend this in creating patsicles. So in lieu of water, using the herbal sitz bath or a herbal bath with the witch hazel and your aloe vera.
Oh, good. Perfect.
Yeah.
I already feel soothed.
Exactly.
And again, with the leftovers, you could have a nice foot bath too. Okay, because there's antimicrobial properties in there, antiseptic properties, there's skin soothing properties. So it would be really nice to do that. So, and you can bring babe in the bath too, and it would help cleanse the gunky umbilical cord too.
I was just gonna say, can we bring new baby in bath with us to help support the cord healing and also cleansing?
Yeah.
Perfect. So many ways to use the postpartum botanical bath that one lucky mama or birthing person will be able to receive. So make sure that you follow our separate giveaway post for how to enter. And all of our giveaways will end Friday, which is tomorrow, January 8th at 10 a.m. So you have like just under 20 hours to be able to enter. So go and enter. As soon as you see the post, go enter. Fast.
That's so exciting. You've had so many great giveaways during this shower week. It's awesome.
So this morning we went live to talk about our giving program, and I was just doing a recap of the giveaways. We have 19 giveaways. I wasn't even aware how many giveaways we had. I haven't publicly shared this. We pulled together Parent Shower Week in 2.5 weeks.
Yay!
Oh, this was so incredible. We're so happy to have you be able to support us, be able to shower parents for a week, and to really showcase the work that you're doing, that now parents, when you are building and did you see we launched a parent shower registry? So we've had 28 expectant people create a parent shower registry, and I can tell you that every 28 of them has added Little Tree Wellness to their parent shower registry.
Yay!
So make sure you create your registry on.
I love that you did that.
Because
registry is a brilliant idea. Like things that people actually need.
Exactly. So you have your baby shower stuff, which is fine, which is useful.
It's nice. Yeah.
Now you need to partner it with your parent shower registry so your guests can truly prepare the whole family for this baby that's going to come and disrupt everything.
In the best of ways, of course.
In the best of ways and the craziest of ways,
yeah.
All in one harmonious balance, as we like to tell ourselves in our head.
I know, right? You're never prepared. You're never, this is the best way to prepare, but you're in it, and hopefully you have all these supports to make this transition easier. And that's really why I developed this line. It was to support the transitions into parenting, into motherhood, new baby, and just helping to ease those common challenges that come up, right? And that's the same thing that you're doing it, right? So
it's the whole reason Healing Mama coexists was the blind spots were ridiculously overwhelming, and parental care is just shitty. I'm just going to put it out there. It's shitty. And what the healthcare system provides, I mean, the fact that moms have to say, I stole mesh underwear from the hospital before I left. It's like, why are you
Why? I know.
Why? You birthed a human being. There is no need to steal nothing. You should be given
it should be like coming to you, like, there you go. Now rest.
Exactly.
What else do you need? Yes, you really created like a village. You're creating more of a village with all of these companies to support the mamas and the families and the birthing, person. So
all of it.
That's why I'm just so happy to be a part of this company and being with all these, these collabs and all these amazing people that are really out there to just offer their expertise and, their products and services as a village together, right?
Exactly. And we have put it out there in the world that we are going to revolutionize the childbirth industry. And the only reason we can do it is because of companies like yours who understands what childbirth needs to look like. And it needs to start with the parents, period. Because baby will be fine if parents are fine. But if parents are losing it and they're dying, I promise you the well-being of the baby is going to be affected, period. So we're going to change
to prioritize the well-being of the parents for sure.
Period. Yeah. We're going to make it happen.
Yeah.
And this fundraiser is going to support us to keep doing this work. So please support our fundraiser. Go create a parent shower registry. Add Little Tree Wellness to your registry and get all of these amazing products that you can add for your labor, your delivery, and your postpartum care. Jazmine, tell everybody the ways that they can contact you if they have any questions about any of your products.
Sure, yeah, I always encourage that. You can email me, Jazmine@littletreewellness.com, and it's JAZMINE.
Yes, thank you for confirming that.
Yeah, no worries. And you can also follow me on social media at Little Tree Wellness. I always answer messages there as well. Or you can go on my website. Yeah. And you can go on my website and shoot me an email as well. So on my website, there's a chat function.
You can shot this image so you can get her contacts as well.
Yes. Oh yeah, you got it all right there.
Yes. And you can also head to the Healing Mom home. You can go shop by brand, pick Little Tree Wellness, or you'll find her products all over the place inside the Healing Mama home. We put her everywhere.
Yay. So happy.
Yes, thank you so much. And be sure to enter the giveaway to win a postpartum botanical bath. So Jazmine, thank you. Thank you for your time. We're excited to shower one lucky mama with your bath. And stay tuned for the rest of Parent Shower Week because we got one day left.
All right. You can do it.
Yeah, I know, right? Thanks so much.
Congrats on everything.
Thursday.
Thanks for having me. Bye.